Hey, hey! So, I was playing about with my scenes clearly before this and never changed it back. Right, so just now I am on this one, I need that one, and we can do a transition. I've not fully set this up yet, we're still working on it. So, tonight's stream is a bit different. We're not doing some random fucking keys or dungeons or anything like that. I'm going to actually attempt to build my streaming PC. I started doing this months ago and kind of got sidetracked from it, and I kind of forgot what I'd wanted in it as well. I forget the components I even had started to put together. PC parts picker. So I don't even remember where I got to with all of this, to be fair. I'd started it and got totally sidetracked completely. I know that most of the parts was on PC parts picker that I'd intended using. I had sort of a saved parts list, and I do have here, so that's changed. So I'll bring this up in a second. I'll go to game scene. I want to turn on the capture card. Why did the capture card not work? Because I had actually removed the source earlier. I'll bring that up. So this was the original streaming PC. This is actually the streaming PC that I am using, which has got the Intel i5 6th gen CPU. It's a good workhorse CPU. It was actually my gaming PC for a long time as well. Stock cooler, basic motherboard, some easy to use RAM. The RAM that's in it is clocked to 2400 megahertz because the board only supports 2333 megahertz. So there's no point in putting fancy RAM in it. It's got a 1TB Seagate Barracuda hard drive, which is a storage drive, and it's got a A400 Kingston 480 gig SSD, which was running the operating system for a long time. The graphics card that's shown is not the graphics card, however, that is in that machine. I have got a 1060 3 gig in that. The plan was to upgrade it to the 1650 Super, and the case was the Corsair spec 2, and it was the older Spec 2 case. I do have a newer version of the Spec 2, I think it's maybe Spec 3 case, and that was sort of the cost that PC came in at, including my capture card. I do have a 4K capture card, and the reason for doing this build was I've currently got this running as a dual PC setup. I've got my gaming one up the top, which is my Horde limited edition case, and then I've got my streaming PC. And I don't really want to use my Alliance case just yet, because I've got another plan for that later on. I want an Intel build for it. So Team Red goes with red, Team Blue goes with blue. The issue that I've kind of got though is when I got the capture card, I never realised that it was a PCI Express lane. I think it's 8 that's on it. It's either an 8 or a 4. That shows as a 1, but it's not. And the problem I had was that not the graphics, the motherboard's expansion slots. Well, actually, I have updated this, because that motherboard is. Did I actually do this for this build? This is for this one. It's the expansion slots on this, if I get a better picture. It's got a whole pile of Express Lane 1s on it, which is, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that I can count, and it's got 2 16s. The second 16, however, can be used for the capture card. So I can put the capture card into the 16. That saves me a bit of hassle. And yeah, that's kind of the plan, is to start building this. My issue is, what case do I use? I've got so many cases, I've got so much bloody tech, it's unbelievable. But yeah, I think for the most part I'm going to look out the parts. So the CPU is an i5. Is that the one that's in this? I don't think it is. Right, let me switch scenes. Let's go and have a look and see if we can dig out this hardware. I need to do KVM. I need to set this up so that I can do this in the future, and then we can just do a quick transition. Full color range. Yeah. Ah, that's where the audio is as well. I might have a look at that later. Does that have a filter? It does have a LUT on it, so it should be a little bit better colour. I need to switch mics as well, so bear with me. I'm going to change that over whilst that's flipping around. And hopefully, as if by magic, we have moved our microphone source. If anyone is watching along, feel free to tell me if it's not working. I don't know how many people have got tonight. I think a lot of people Friday night, they want to try and go on with keys and dungeons and stuff. I need to deal with this stuff because if I don't do it, nobody else is. I could do with another fucking phone or tablet for half of this, but never mind. Right, first job is to get out my remote keyboard and mouse, which is now on my nice little didgeridoo stand that we installed a couple of weeks ago, and then I can get the portable USB mouse, click it out and plug that in, and then we're good to go with our, well, oh actually even better idea, Let's stick it into the KVM. Look, that's a big brain moment right there. Because then, if I switch to KVM at any point, I can switch what computer it's controlling. Yuki. Got to bring that to that side, along with this. And as if by magic. Where is it? Where is it? It's... Look, I really feel that I might need Zinnia's rainbow effect so that I can sort of follow where my mouse is whilst I'm doing this. Why didn't that pop up? Okay, so that's over there. Let me just... Yeah. It's actually better on here. Go into channel and then drag myself over to that monitor, and I've got a bit of an idea of what I'm up to. Hey, that works. Parts. Motherboard. So the motherboard that I had planned for will be in here, and it looks like it's already partially done from before, because I think it's this one. Yep. Is that the IO shield for it? That is the IO shield. Happy days. So we have the motherboard, we have the IO shield. It's already got some of the stuff on it. So I did test this at one point and it did boot up. Boat's got a bit of warping going on with it. I think it's because it's been sat upright in the cupboard. It's not good for it. Hopefully once it's installed into a PC it'll be okay. This is where I really need something that shows that should work. I can't see my streaming monitor very well tonight. I've got to just turn that inwards. So we have the CPU already fitted into this. We've got some RAM in it. We've got a stock cooler. The next thing that I had listed for this item was the 1650 Super GPU, which is just a little basic. However, the encoding on that should be better than what's on that one, because that should have the Turing Architect in theory. Outside of that, I don't think it really needs anything else done. We could be doing with some shrink for that, just to tidy it up and make it look nice. Next up is I need to consider power. It has a single 8-pin EPS on it, and I want to go with this being the power supply because it's the one that seems to be sort of sat up out the way. So I do have a Corsair, that's that one, and that's got exactly what I need, and it doesn't have much in terms of expansion within it, but then again it really didn't need it. I just need a GPU. So PCI, that's a Type 4, that's Molex, no it's not Molex, that's SATA, that's Molex. So it's got a SATA power, it's got a Molex power, and this is a Type 4 PCI. This is for the GPU. So we've got, put those ones over there because I don't need them right now. GPU with GPU power. We'll put the motherboard up the back as well, so it's out my way. And IO shield that we need to make sure we install. So that's the graphics card, that's the power supply. I then need a hard drive that's going to act as our boot drive. Now, we do have a couple of old 256 gig, so that's actually not too bad for this potentially. That's a 240, and this one is, what size are you? 240. So that is the ones that we have. So we've got the Crucial BX, the Data SU series, and the SK Hynix. The short version of this is that actually these are all roughly about the same in terms of quality and performance, and it's just really down to which one I want to put in the case. I'm probably going to go with the, did I actually list on there what one I'd put? No, I've got the Data, which is still in that machine. It doesn't need much space. Yeah, there should have been. I probably forgot to turn that on. Epoch Cam. There you go. It's because I can't see the preview screen very well. So, which hard drive do we want to go with? SU360. So, I'm going to go into PC Parts Picker, which if we game theme, take that off. Oh, what was the bloody name of that site again? GPU. It's not tier. What's the word I'm looking for here? Nope. 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 There we go. Hard drives. So what I'm going to look at is a comparison of how well each of these hard drives run. And the way we're going to do it is we're using Passmark in order to determine which one we're using. So a hard drive, search for hard drive, and this is where I need the model numbers in order to work out which one it is. So I'm going to try searching for this one first, which is the BX500. We'll give it its full name. So the model number is CT240 BX500, and there it is. So that's the one we're looking for. Find that. I'm going to go into it. Now, how do we use this as a comparison table? Is it going to let me use it as a comparison? Probably not. Right, so in terms of the performance, I'm trying to look over at the side. If I get sticky notes, I don't have sticky notes, but I do have IKEA fucking lists. Next best thing. So this is the BX, and it comes in at $2,932. 2,932 for that one. Go all the way back up. We're going to jump back. We're going to search the next one, which is an ASU 630. Okay, is that not going to come up? Let's try add data. And SU 630, and then the size of it is I would say it's a 240. Yeah, 240 GQ. So that's all of these. Wait to see if we can put in the size of it. So 240, no. Try to look at the fucking side here and I'm not able to. $630s. Yep, 630. That's a 2 terabyte. That's going to be the gig version. So it's that one there. And I was right so far that that one was going to be the better one, so that's the Adata, the SU, and it's performing at 3,225, leaving us with the SK Hynix. I'm going to do this over here because it'll be easier. Try SC401. Yep, and it's the 256. Find hard drive. Have we broke it? No, I've not. SC. Now, which one was it? SC401. That one. Oh, it's actually doing a lot better. That's interesting. So the SK, the Hynix, it scored 4,292. In terms of its performance. So that's the one that we're going to use. Put these back in, along with that one, because that's an actual hard drive. Now I could put a hard drive disk in this, but I'm not going to. Because all I'm running it for is the stream, and for the most part I don't really need anything else. So we've got the CPU it's fitted into the motherboard. We've got a cooler, it's on there. We've got the motherboard. The RAM that's on it's not the Kingston. I've got something else on there just now. I'm not going to use that hard drive currently. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take that hard drive out as well because it's currently in use somewhere else. And we're going to find in our save parts list inventory, storage. It should have jumped down, but clearly their website's a bit buggy. SK Hynix, that one there, add that. I don't think I have the RAM in the inventory. Motherboard, memory. Is that the... Let me see if we can find the RAM. Product, memory. And yes, I know you can't see me right now. Let me come round. Let me do this part from the computer. Also, my dinner's sitting, so I'm going to eat my dinner at the same time as we look at this. It'd be a good idea to actually grab the motherboard with the RAM on it so that I can get the model number and stuff off it. Now, I did test this RAM some time ago, and it did work, and so did the CPU and everything else. You're right, dude. What's happening? Right, so the model number of the RAM. So I'm trying to find on this label the model number, because then I can use PC Parts Picker to try and find it. It's a HX, and then you can see straight away by putting in the model number it's coming up with Kingston HyperX, which is HyperX Fusion stuff, which it is, so we're halfway there. And it's the 424, so we've still got that part. The cast latency is 15, and it's the FB2 by 8. There we go. So by simply putting in the model number, I've found the exact RAM. What it's talking about by 2 by 8 is to do with the way that the chips are laid out underneath. There's 2 on each side, 2 lots. And you'll find that it'll have things like left and right written on them sometimes. So it's to do with the way they're laid out on the board. Right, so that's that. And I want to go with a pack of 2. Yep, so that's the RAM. Now it doesn't show prices because this is pretty old, and the last time they were kind of kicking about was that much. I don't remember how much I paid for this because I never cost analysis this. These came off another build. I don't think I paid anything for. I think it was freebies. So we're going to add that to the inventory so that I've got it for another time. And we're going to put the price in at 0. However, a way to sort of find out the value of this is you could use things like eBay, or in the UK there's a website called Sex, starts with a C, not an S, which is quite good for getting a rough idea how much you'd expect to pay for it. But for the time being, I'm going to leave it at that. So I've got the CPU, which is already fitted, the cooler's fitted, motherboard's over there, and we can take that RAM out now. That leaves this RAM, and we've got the SK Hynix. That now the case I'll come back to. Power supply, I don't think that's the one I'm using. I'm pretty sure the power supply is a different one, so let's take that one out. Let's go back to the inventory that I have. Scroll down to the power supplies that I've got. The one I'm looking for is the TX750 module. It's a gold power supply. This was the reason I wanted to use this power supply over the other one, because of the power efficiency certificate on it, meaning that it's more power efficient, meaning that the products should last longer. And because it's going to be the streaming PC, it is going to be under duress for long periods of time. This then leaves the next part of what case to use. Now, cases. Let's have a look at the save parts list. Let's go into the inventory. I do have some of the cases listed, so it becomes this question: do I use my Alliance case because it is going to be part of my big build? Also, we can't use the Horde case, it's already in use. I do have another Spec 2 case, or is it Spec 3? Give me a second. It's in the back. It is the Carbon Spec 4. Carbon Spec 4. So let's have a look what it looks like in the diagram. Carbon Spec 4. Case. Spec 4. Spec space 4. Spec dash 04. Oh no, which one is it? It's one of those two. I'm hoping it's that one. I'm almost certain that was the one I went with, because it was the panel design on the side of it that I thought was kind of better. So this is what I was thinking of using for this build. And one of the reasons behind me considering this one is the number of bays in the bottom for hard drives in the future, so that it becomes a long-term case for media as well. My only concern is the height of it now, because it's going in this cupboard. That cupboard's not very big space, and I kinda had it done specifically for the height of this one. So let's go and look at the dimensions. It's not going to tell me. However, this is a MIDI tower. This is a mid tower case as well. So they should be actually okay. It should, in theory, be a 1-for-1 swap. In theory. And then I get to play about with the whole Elgato shit. Give me a second to finish stuff my face. I'm going to get a drink as well in a second. I need to have some to eat before I start building, because if I don't, I end up moving about a lot and I end up getting hungry, and then before I know it I end up being exhausted because I've not eaten. Right, so we've got a case. What do you guys think? Do you think that we should go for the brand new funky case, or the older case? We can do this as a comparison exercise. That one there and that one there. So left or right, what do you think? Okay, 1 vote left. Ribber, you still about, mate? What's your thoughts? I think he might have dropped off. I thought he's busy. I know the girls doing their own thing tonight as well. But this is a bit of a chill night for even the guild. On that, I do see Discord's doing something. Right, so we had 1 vote for left. Because the one on the right's actually in use, I'm probably not going to be able to use it anyway. And actually what the one on the right's going to end up being used for, because it can take a disk drive, is I'm probably going to use this old PC as my new and up and coming Plex. Or at least to load stuff onto Plex. So I'm going to actually move it completely out of here and to a remote area as a remote working. Freaking fucking noodles in the beard. I don't want to save that for later, I want it just now. I'm going to move it to a different area of the house so that I can upload and transcode films onto Plex, on which I am going to be watching a film tonight. It won't be Plex, in the Little Brothel, or Littlefingers Brothel, on our Discord channel. It'll be a Netflix movie. I've not decided what I'm going to watch yet. We can all have a vote for those that come along. Part of our new Film Friday. Something else for me to do. Right, so we've got our hard drive selected, and the case that we're going with is that one. Let's get that off the screen. So, total build price roughly about 700 quid. I would need to go and see how much I paid for that. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then I need to look that part out as well. So that is essentially the parts that we're putting in it. And what I want to do now is save this, overriding the whip. That's gaming, that's 4K. Save over the top of that. Now here's an interesting question. If I go over here and go into here, open this up a minute, go into PC parts picker again. log in. Going to saved. Am I able to capture that as a browser source and put it into OBS? I mean, in theory, this should work. It's a bit of a rudimentary design, however. Let's see how this looks. It's not the world's worst idea, not the world's greatest idea either. But if I go back to edit this, and I just let's chop that in. See how that looks. It's not too bad. Let you get the idea. Let you see what I'm working with. Maybe need to move over a bit though. There we go. Look, we'll get away with that for tonight. We'll move our can of Irn-Bru. Everybody in the world loves Irn-Bru. Nice chill music as well. Right, I need to get that case out, which is partly why I done what I did, so that I can see what I'm doing, but you don't really see the mess I'm making in the background, because I need to get that case out. So that one can sit here for the time being. That's a work in progress one I need to deal with later. And in order to get this out, I probably need to actually take these two blanks out. And then I can do that one that way. There we go. Right. So this is the case. I need to move that out of my way. Hopefully this works nicely tonight. if anybody is actually looking for a PC to be built or wants some help and suggestions on how to go about it, or what would help with a build, come ask me. I tend to do this as a pastime hobby more than anything now. So this is our spec case. I did get it right because it's got the bloody film all the way down the side. Happy days. So I'm going to put on the Lazy Susie just now, because this makes it a bit easier for me to work with. We'll do that. You're not missing much right now, so I'm not going to change the point of view just yet. What I do want is a tray to put all these parts in that we're taking off. Interesting, it said that that was acrylic. That ain't acrylic. That's tempered glass. So they go in there. Let's get a marker pen out so that I can write on this what build it is. So it's a Carbide Spec 4. So I always like to write on my boxes so that I know what builds came with what. So I've got an MSI case up here, an Alliance case parts. Oops, Meg, I forgot to give you some of your screws back. Remind me to give you them back. The spare parts, you don't need them, don't worry. I must have forgot to put them in the box whenever we're finishing, because we've done it over 3 days, I think. Also, I've got a dental appointment on the 30th of January. This is an FYI for everyone. That'll be fun. Right, so that can go back into the box. I don't need that right now. That's user manual, don't need that. I'm going to take the tempered glass off the side. Before I actually get properly in about this, I'm going to put on my gloves. Oops, there goes. So these are disposable gloves in black. I'm going to say they're nitrous gloves, but I don't think these ones are. Let's get rid of the rubbish. Deal with that at the end. Somebody asked me a couple of months ago whenever I was doing this the last time on stream, why do you wear gloves? Because I do not want to leave fingerprints all over my builds. Much as I like people knowing that I've done a good job, I don't need them to know I use my fingerprints to mark my work. So let's take the glass off. So that the glass doesn't get broken or damaged, I'm going to put it into the box that it came with. I'm going to remove that bay because it has got all the funky nuts and bolts in it, which we don't need right now. And put that back in. So there's enough space in here for what looks like 3 quick bays. There's 2 parts at the back there for the SSDs to be fitted. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bays, roughly. Right, next thing we need to look at is me turning that monitor further around so that I can see what the hell I'm looking at. Talking scene C920 Elgato. So I don't have the information of the build on this one, but it lets you see the inside of the case. So I've taken the glass panel off. I'm now going to take the other side cape off, just so as I can get in to the back for cable management later. And there we go in there. And again, same thing, so that nothing gets damaged in terms of the case sides. Put that in there. Right, most of the cable management on this has been done by little zip ties at some point, which isn't too bad. And actually, so when you actually come to buy cases, if you ever do decide to do your own build, a couple of things that I would look out for, that I always find to be helpful. Now, just bear with me a minute, I need to do the KVM over because I just realised the C920 has not been focused yet. Come on. Come on, pal. Why don't you want to work on that one? Whoa. Actually, the focus might be okay on it. Stand still, stand still. Okay, I did move it over. Voodoo. In-game C920 video. Auto white balance is fine. Exposure, take that off. That's fine. I'm going to take the focus off because otherwise every time I move something the focus changes. Right, so first job next time is make sure that we set up the camera. I'm going to get rid of my rubbish before I forget. Doo-doot. Who's doo-dooting me? Oh. Please don't let that be Discord. I can't see Discord. Let me go in. It is Discord. Right. Hoop. Headers. So yeah, my point I was making a minute ago, when like, it comes to picking your cases, you always want to try and kind of make sure that you pick a case that has got a good cable management system in it, and it's got good airflow as well. Look, this sort of thing here, where it's got a sort of a beveled part for the cables to run down, that's actually a really good plus point in my opinion. However, there's not much clearance along the full area. Now, as for where the cables are running right now, I don't know if that's where I want them to go, so what we're going to do is we're going to feed them back inside. I really need to set up actually triggers so you guys can change the scenes and everything. I used to have this years ago, whenever I done streaming the first time around. That you just could use commands in chat and it would change for like game scene and stuff. Right, so I brought the cables out the back there now. There is a few different ones and we'll work out what we're doing with them momentarily. I have tested these parts previously, so they should in theory still work. Yeah, I'm still in the corner of the screen. So move that bit over. I'll bring this into the middle. And we'll pop the RAM back in to the board. Don't be scared to push the RAM in. The amount of times I see people getting really anxious with their RAM, you really shouldn't. Right, one of the plus things as well to this case that I've just spotted is the centre standoff has got a locator on it, so you don't put a screw into that one. It's got a locator which marries up with that hole there to centre one on the board. I'm just going to eyeball these, make sure that the standoffs are where they should be. And before somebody turns around and goes, "You've not put the I/O shield in." I know I've not put the I/O shield in because I'm eyeballing to make sure that all my standoffs marry up to that of the full size ATX. So you can see here written inside the case, or hopefully you can, it reads ATX, which is an A and M for micro ATX. ATX and micro ATX is form factors and is a standard measurement or unit of measurement, and you can see here all the ones that's got A's has got all our current standoffs in it, which is what we want. So that is a full ATX board. You also get ITX, which is the smallest board really. Then you've got your micro ATX, which is a half size board, ATX standard size board, and an ATX, which is the extended ATX board, big boards. Right, before we forget, I/O shield. I/O shield's going in that way. We pop that into the back of the case. Why these things are not actually just fucking pre-manufactured onto the motherboards for everything now is beyond me. The cost of just putting it on versus having to pop one of these stupid things in. Right, there we go, that's that one. And when we put it in, we're going to drop it in from the I/O side so that they line up first, and then with that locator standoff, it holds it nicely in place. We then go over to our box of magical things that came with it, and hopefully we will find some screws. The screws in the bag are all in nice little bags as well, which is good to see. We've got 4 of them. We've got a pile of what I refer to as grub screws. We've got kind of thicker washers, not washers, thicker thread and spacing. There's some long ones, see what they're for in a minute. Some little ones and some even smaller ones. That looks like sort of M.2 style, maybe SSDs. Those ones I'm going to go with being for standoffs. However, I'm going to just quickly check the manual to see what they've referred to for each. However, I'm almost certain I've got the right ones. But just in case it's been a while, I'll look at that first page, except it's in the wrong language. Right, so case specifics. It's got the height, it's got the maximum GPU length and everything. This is actually an important point to bring up. When you're building a case, think about your upgrades, think about the size of things just now. GPUs, the current RTX 4000 series, are the size of a PlayStation. They're massive. Why they're so big, when technology is able to provide such small things is kind of beyond me, but hey. Anyway, motherboard and hard drive screws, SSD screws, that's those little ones I seen a minute ago, I think. Nope, it's not the one. That's the SSD ones, that's what I thought, yeah, for those ones. The ones I referred to as the grub screws, that's for the fan. Short fan screws, they're referred to as in the box. I just call them grub screws. SSD pan head screws. Alright. Was that those little fuckers? It is. Don't want them. Grub screws. Long fan screws. Yeah, no shit. What the fuck are you putting them into? That must be for the front. But why would you only give me 4 of them? Like, you could fit 3 fans in the front of this, which actually I will be doing because I'm going to rob them out of that. Okay. ITX, MATX and ATX, which I've already covered. Yeah, I'm not putting the SSD in yet. It's interesting that the building method to this is sort of ski whiff. Anyway. Back to my point, these are the ones I was looking for. There will be a series of links for all this stuff on Twitch at some point that takes you to a website called Kit. If you ever want to know what I use in terms of tools or even my builds, what's in each build, you'll be able to access it through Kit very shortly. I just need to spend a bit of time working on it. It's like everything that I do, I never have enough bloody time. Right, these do not, I will say it again, these do not need to be taut. They just need to be tight enough. And actually, you really should evenly do them. I'm going to just place that one. But do the corners at opposite sides of each other. Also, as a pro tip, so that you don't cross thread things, is if you do an anti-clockwise rotation first, you'll feel, if you put a little bit of pressure on it, you feel the screw aligning, or it kind of drop into place, which will then allow for you to put it into place. That one's not lined up properly. This is because the board's got that bevel in it. Come back to that one. Try that corner up here first. And yes, I know I need to stop putting my big ugly head in the way of what you're looking at before somebody says, we can't see. I know. I get a big fucking noggin. If any of you have got any questions, feel free to ask, by the way. I will do my best to answer. I would come and join you on Discord for those that are on. However, I automatically get moved out the channel after 15 minutes because it automatically sets me as being AFK. If somebody wants to drag me into the channel that's watching, I can then sit in the channel. I need to loosen that one a second. So my point being is that we don't want to tighten these too much, because if they're over tightened then the board, because it's got a little bit of warp in it, I won't be able to line it up quite as well. Right, so that's that edge done. And now I can get to working on that side. Now I can start tightening all these down. Now that we've got them all in. And at some point I'll probably loosen them back off, because I want to be able to put in some cables, power cables and such. So the next thing we want to do is we want to start doing the cable management itself, apart from the power. Now I already tested this out the box weeks ago. I'm going to go with the assumption it still works, because I don't really want to do a test of it and discover it doesn't, and then I've got to troubleshoot again. I kind of had to do that the first time, and I put it down to just bad placement of some stuff. Right, that's the front panel on off switch cables. Now, loosely speaking, they tend to be in around this area of the board. Just want to double check. Almost. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop them down the back of the board so that they come out at the bottom. At least most of them did. Come on. Look, why they don't just make this a standard block to put on has always confused the living hell out of me. Why not just make this one thing? Why do they need to all be separate? Because they really don't. They all go to the same places. And if motherboard manufacturers just decided to come together and go, yep, we will make sure that all of those cables go to that layout and have a standardized form factor on that, it would make building a lot more easier. I think that's most of them, not all. Is it? No, no. So let's get those two down. So that one's got a bit fucking skew off. Come on. That's that one out. That just leaves this one. I'll wire them up in a minute. HD audio. That's why that's not working. I just remembered that from something else. Oop. So it's going down this side and out the back there. I remembered something I was working on now and why something stopped working. Right. I don't have the manufacturer's motherboard user manual, however a lot of this stuff's pretty easy to work out. So I already know that the HD audio is going down here, and it's designed in such a way that it can only fit onto that one anyway, so that's always a bonus. And it can only go in one direction, not the band, before somebody comes out with it, oh, One Direction. Right, so that's that one. It's in place. Next is all these little figurey ones, and this is where my eyesight fails me massively in order to identify these. So, power switch, plus and minus. Oh, it doesn't even fucking. Oh no, wait, power switch, which is up the top. Which has got to be that one. I've got to put the writing up, facing outwards. Power LED, plus and minus. Now these do have letters on them, so they're going up there. That's the plus, and I'm hoping that's the minus. Yep. So this is for the little switches on the side of the case, so that it illuminates properly. So that's the plus and the minus. Power LED and the power switch. Next we should have the hard drive LED, so that's when it's thinking, and it's plus and minus, and they are that way. So again, letters facing outwards, leaving us with the reset switch. And it doesn't have a plus or minus, so it's going on that way. Now what I want to do is sort of try and reroute the cables so that they're not all over the top of each other. So that's the reset switch. Then we had the hard drive one and the LEDs and the power. Right, now we can bring that up and bring all of them together there and out there. And what we will do at some stage is we'll put a cable tie onto that lot up the top. Meantime, I'm going to use the little wrap that came with it. So little cable wraps are actually quite good as temporaries whenever you're doing a build, just so that if you need to reroute for a different cable for a different reason, or something doesn't quite work where you'd planned on it, then you can undo these and rerun them. Yeah, that'll come across there. I'll deal with that later on. Right, the next one is USB the 3 port. Now this kind of varies. This one has got one up here and one down there. Now I am going to use the one at this point here because the power cable's got to come out up here anyway. So in terms of it being neat to run it straight back in with something else, I'm just right next to it. And also we have a chassis fan in the same spot. So it means that actually a lot of our cables are going to run out that one part. Interestingly enough, I actually seen something the other day there about a PC case that had everything sort of mounted to the inside. All the cable ports were on the back, so you didn't actually see any cables. And I thought, what an actual clever idea for aesthetics, but what a complex system it would be if you had to do anything for repairs. Oh, it's not going to come out there, is it? You little shit, you. This is where I need to now loosen off on that standoff. So that I can pass that cable out there. Don't try this at home. And then that will go into there. And then I can pull that excess cable back in to the inside. And that cable there will come down I'll probably end up trying, if we can, to bridge that back round on itself. And then for that to come over to there somehow at some point. Because I don't really want anything in that centre part, even though there is a cable kind of trunking system. I really don't want to see all the cables running down it. I don't mind it sort of passing by, but I really don't want them to be seen too much if I can avoid it. I'll deal with that one later. Right, so that's the front fan fitted and the side panel I/O stuff. That's done along with the audio. So we've got the audio, the on-off resets and bulbs, and the USB ports on the side. Ramming everything's in. I can now put that little screw back in place. Quite a night. Tough crowd. Friday night. Right, so that's that part done. Next I am going to do the GPU. This is quite easy, this just slots straight in. However, what we need to know is what panels we're going to have to take out in order to put them in. Which actually requires two things to be done. First thing is I need to remove the shield in order to get into it. Woohoo, that was put on top. You get the other screwdriver for this. Get a slightly bigger boy out. I was hoping that I wasn't going to have to take this off, but it isn't to be. I need to remove the entire shield. Right, I'm just going to eyeball where that's going to line up. So it looks like the top one's going to be left filled, and it's these two here that we're taking out. And I'm just taking the tension off them. And I don't actually need to take it all the way out, because the way that they're designed is that they slide off the rail. However, the angle that's sitting at, just needing a little bit more of it to give it a bit more space. There you come, pal. Come on. Oh, it's going to be awkward, isn't it? See, there's one of these I can actually leave in situ. It's the top one. This one needs to come out anyway. So I'll put that over there. Set that there. And then take this out. So I've already left that screw in. Now I was hoping I could just slide it under, but it's not going to allow for it. So I'm going to take that up a bit more. There we go. And then we can just slot the GPU in, make sure it's firmly pressed in, even pressure all the way across it, and then do up on that screw and replace that one. Now, because we are fitting a capture card into this as well, it's an internal capture card opposed to the external ones that you can buy. That means that it's going down here, and we'll then get to see our 4K capture card. Spoiler, I've already looked at it. I know what it looks like. It's how I know that it didn't fit into my other case, because when I went to put it in a couple of months ago, we ran into that very issue. So, Elgato 4K capture. Inside the box you get a little sticker, you get a bracket, which is if you've got a low profile case, that means it's a desktop, so the ones you find in offices, and the capture card itself, and underneath you get a HDMI cable, which should allow for 4K pass-through, which is one of the things that I had to make sure that whenever I was getting additional cables that I had it. So the back of the capture card, the way the capture card works, sorry, I should have explained this, is the in feed is what's coming in from my gaming PC, and the out feed is what's going out to my display. And what that allows for is the pass-through, which I'm currently not using, because currently what I've got is my feed for my monitors. So I've got a triple monitor setup, but one monitor is dedicated to my streaming PC. What this should allow for is my primary monitor to have a pass-through going straight into it, so it'll go from the streaming PC, from the gaming PC into the streaming PC and come straight back out into that one, meaning that I don't need to bypass or duplicate my setup. That's the theory. I'm also hoping that one of the features with this one is that that I can split my source that's coming out. So rather than me showing my entire desktop, is I can tell it I only want it to show the game or the specific thing that I want it to show. I can't believe I had to do an entire new build just because you decided these were going to increase the size or something. And we're having to use a 16 slot for that. Go Gato. I get that it's more information having to pass through, so therefore they had to make it a bigger slot, but at the same time, come on. Most motherboards have got fucking an abundance of express line 1s that never get used because nobody ever puts anything into them. And the one thing they might have used, a capture card, they can't use a new version because you decided, oh, let's make it bigger. Oh, that's what the pass-through done. It's 240 megahertz, which means that it's actually better than the bloody monitor that I'm using. So the monitor that I've got only goes up to 120 megahertz, which is essentially 120 FPS. When not raiding. In raids, I think I get about 40 FPS right now. But that's because I like my graphics. I like it to look cool. Right. Is everyone following along? Is everyone still with us? Has anyone died in their sleep? I'll bring that back up. That lets folks see what we're up to, what's on it. It also gives me a chance to sort of mosey on round here. Ah, see Ribber and Draven. They're probably doing some keys actually. If you are doing keys, guys, I hope you're doing well at them, and I'll be hopefully joining you over the weekend to do some. Right, so we have motherboard, graphics card, capture card. Let's do the hard drive next. Once we tidy up a little bit. I'm getting a bit kind of careless at tidying up. It's not I'm getting careless, I'm getting a bit meh. I like a tidy workspace. Right, so that goes there. That's my extra cable that I may or may not need. I'll find that out later. If anybody's interested as well, the KVM that I use to switch between PCs is that one. If you want to know more about KVMs and what they do, feel free to ask and I will explain it at some point. SK Hynix, where are you? Please don't tell me I put you away. I didn't, I knew I didn't. Right, let's go back to game. So as you can see from above. Whoop. So, hard drive. I'm going to use an SSD, even though the board has got the capacity for an M.2. In fact, it can actually be, yeah, just the one on it. Yeah, mostly just one anyway. Even though it can take M.2s, which is also a lot quicker, I'm not going to use it simply because I don't need this to be super quick. It's not getting used for gaming. It's not getting used for high performance. I'm going to fit that one over there. This is a workhorse build. It's something that I need it to last. I need it to be reliable. Also, it needs to be able to perform as well for encoding, but that's more down to the graphics card. In terms of what's going to be running on it, it's literally just the operating system and OBS Studios. I'm just going to turn this so that I can see it a second, guys. Where'd that screw go? Down in the bloody corner, isn't it? Get it in a second. Dee dee dee. Yeah, the first one's in. Once the first one goes in, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, I heard it fall. It did come back out. I'll find that in a minute. I'll take that one back out because it doesn't quite look as if it lined. There you go. Round the front there. And I heard it go dump. There we go, not too tight. Nobody likes it whenever it's too tight. Right, next I need a SATA cable. I'm going to take one of these ones. This was out another build that I'd done. These were spares. And I want the right angle cable. I just want to check that it reads the 6K transfer on it. It doesn't actually state. Almost certain that it is. Right, let's have a look. SSD or SATA 6 gig, port 5 and 6, 3 and 4. Top one will be 3, bottom one's 4. So there's 1 and 2. But I get that there's socket 3. Is there another? Did I miss an M.2 on this somewhere at one point? I just never picked up on it. It's an interesting thought. Anyway, right, so we're putting that on the top one. That's socket 3. And then put that in through the back. Let's actually go with the bay above it, because now Could I have got away with that? I think I could have. Let's just change this. Because one of my concerns when I was putting it in was I wouldn't be able to get into the points on it to be able to fix it into place. The cables. However, having looked at it now that it's in there, I think it probably would have fitted. And so that I don't end up with the cables poking all the way out on the front end and visible, I am going to attempt to put them on this other side. So if I take this out, what I will also need to do though, just lift that up, is fit the power on at the same time. So that's going on there. So that won't work with that cable because that's in a downward spin, but I do have a second cable that's a straight connection. So if I put that one up into there, that can go straight out the back. Just going to twist that down under. I know you can't quite see that yet, but you will in a minute. And then if we put that in to that, and that way, what I'm hoping I can do is loop that back in itself and that to go underneath. Will that work? Doesn't, you bugger. I was hoping that I could have just put that in there and that cable would have tucked in, but it's not for doing it. Buggering thing. We could always fit it into one of the hard drive slots, but then it's a sort of wasted space. It's fine. It's all good. I'll put it back to where I had it the first time. So, one back in there, and it just means that unfortunately we're going to see the cable protruding. These little shitty screws. Right, so that's that one in. Once you get one in, it's kind of easy to do the rest. I can always attach that cable whenever I come to fixing it into place better. Now, where the heck did it go this time? It's the same screw. Oh, there it is. Try not to strip the paint off them as well.
Just make sure that not to over tighten them, but just enough to keep it secure. I also had an interesting thought about this a minute ago. No, it doesn't. I was looking at the quick release mechanism for the hard drives. I was wondering if you could actually change it so that instead of them sliding out the front is you could slide them out the back, but they won't allow for it because it's got a stopper to stop it from sliding. Interesting thought though. I also reckon you could fit a fourth hard drive down in the bottom there, so even though it's not got the immediate space for this to drop in because of the way the shape of the landing point is for the tempered glass. I do think though that you could fit 4 hard drives in this if you put it in at the correct angle first. You could drop it into place, or you could put it from the back through to the front and then screw it in so that it was fixed. So you could probably get away with a 4 hard drive system in there, and you could probably even mount one on the top there of that rack using those 2 screw points. Yeah. A couple of extra fans. It doesn't have an exhaust fan. I'm disappointed that the case doesn't come with an exhaust fan. I will need to fit more fans into this at some point. Right, let's put that shield on. So I tend to use this one to kind of get things into place. It's not quite chunky to work with. Nip that up. Add that one. That just leaves the SATA power. That's Molex. That's the SATA power. I'm going to have to take the snips to this to open it up. Actually, I really probably don't. I could probably just use the good old fashioned screwdriver technique. So I'd use these cable ties because I didn't have any of my Velcro ties at the time whenever I was dealing with this. But what we can do, it's going okay, thanks. How's you and your partner getting on with WoW? Have you fell out yet? Has there been a domestic over the cat? I shouldn't laugh about that because if you have, I would actually feel really bad. Right. Let's pop that back on. And that's the end of that chain, so don't make me do this, please don't. It looks so untidy. Why would you have this in such a way? Right, that's the power one. That'll then go to the power supply down there. So this is the streaming PC that we were trying to build a while back, with the proper capture card instead of the little dinky one. So if I turn it that way, you'll see better. So this should stop that flickering effect that you keep seeing in my stream whenever I'm doing stuff in game. So that there is the Elgato capture card, and it's a GTX 1650 Super graphics card for encoding, which is the Turing Architect, which is one of the things I really wanted to have. And it's just a new build for the stream. So what you're currently watching on, which is the streaming PC, is going to get made redundant very shortly, and I'm going to be harvesting some parts out of it as well. We need to put the power supply in next though. Excuse me. I also need to turn the heating off. I can't believe I'm actually going to have to turn my heating off. It's getting a bit warm up here. So power supply, which has got, the power supply is a gold rated power supply, which makes it a bit more efficient. Yes, new streaming PC. Yeah, pretty much. Not that we're going to get rid of the old PC. It's going to be repurposed. It's going to have a new lease of life and a new purpose. I like to recycle my stuff rather than just completely fuck it off. Just got to set this flat so that I can do the power supply on the back. I hate seeing what things going to waste or getting thrown out that's still perfectly working. Hard drive screws. Hard drive, no. Group, no, no. Really? It doesn't give you the screws for the power supply? Well, that's a bit naff. Lucky enough I've got a tray of screws. Yeah. And the ones I'm looking for are these. Excuse me. So do that most of the way. That's another locator on that side. And then the bottom two are the securing ones. So that's what I was saying earlier, it's actually going to get turned into the Plex server, so that we can sit and watch movies for Film Fridays. And actually after tonight's stream I was going to drop down into the brothel and stick on a film. Found that want to watch, it won't be a Plex tonight, it'll be a Netflix, a UK Netflix. I worked out how to stream Netflix on Twitch, on Discord, sorry. Right, so this is the 8-pin. No, I was thinking of something else actually. I was thinking about doing something a little bit different. I know that we're still to finish Game of Thrones, but what I want to do is I want to get it onto Plex. I can't really stream it because the streaming PC that's currently in use hasn't got audio on it just now. So I watched it the other day there. I mean, do you want to watch Warcraft? I can put Warcraft on, it is on Netflix. I don't mind watching it again. Well, have a look at UK Netflix and you can see what's on it. and I will stream it onto there. Like I said, whoop, stand still, that screw. I've not got Plex set up yet. It's still in the process of being constructed. Ah, you want something that's fun and entertaining, not something that's going to leave you shitting your pants for the rest of the night. I mean, Warcraft works for me. I don't mind watching the Warcraft film again. I really enjoyed the film. Yeah. See, look, Zanir, how many times have I told you she's trying to deliberately scare you? She comes up with as many ways to get you to be peeled off the ceiling as she comes in to the channel and goes, "Hi!" And you're like, "What the fuck?" It's like, I can just imagine you like claws and it's like, "Oh, fuck's sake." No, you can fuck off. But me and Zanir gets the overruling. It's not going to be a scary movie. We're not having a scary movie. You've got to think about the community. Zanir doesn't like them, so therefore we're not doing it. Also, I find them shit. Yep. Oh no, see, I didn't think Outpost was that bad. Well, I watched both of them. Like the good old fucking Nazi zombie apocalypse thing. So I'm trying to do a bit of cable routing here. And I'm doing it by Feely Touchy. And I hope that we got it right. Right, so this is our 8-pin EPS. It's also what's referred to as the power for the CPU. And it needs to be flipped 180 degrees. That way. There we go. So that's the power for the CPU in. And then all we need to do is back feed the cable out the way. No, they're not. I mean, we could watch like something like The Lake House. It's probably on Netflix. Time travel is possible. Oh, I wonder if Back to the Future's on. I really would like to watch Back to the Future. Like that, I'm just talking about time travel. That's a great film. Right, I'm not going to bother too much with my cable management on this. I just want to get the fucking thing built and see that it's going to work. Because if it doesn't, then I need to come up with a new plan for a new streaming PC and we start all over again. Not on Netflix, okay. What else is there? What else could we watch? What about Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit? Is any of that on it? I do have this stuff on Plex, I've just not fucking sorted my Plex server. Plex is something that we will do on Discord, or not on Discord, I will do on stream. I need to bring it out from my cabinet, do some work on it, a bit like this, to get it up and running. None of The Hobbit? Really? Well, that sucks donkey bollocks. Put that there. Dee dee dee. What are we missing? Power. Right, give us some suggestions. Let somebody have a look. UK Netflix. What is currently on in the film section? Who? What? Why do I feel like that's meant to be a scary film? Look, are you really trying to look completely scared in here? After all the good healing she done to you last night? Oh. You guys are sadistic towards each other. And you've all complained about my TikTok video of summoning somebody into the raid and they just happen to fall through the gap as they get summoned. Yeah, I don't believe us in here. Yep, just happened to fall. See? Right, so this is then the GPU power. And it's going to be passing through there. Really? Yeah, I kind of wish it was on there as well. I really like Ready Player One. I was looking for it the other day there. What about Tron? Is Tron on it? New one, Tron Legacy. Not the original Tron. As much as I enjoy a masterpiece, that's a hard watch with the graphics. No Tron. I feel that Netflix has really went downhill. I really just need to get my own bloody Plex sorted because I've got Tron. And I've probably... What's that? I've not heard of that one. Should I be concerned what that one is? That goes on there. Peripheral cable next. So I'm going to change the scene so as you can see me. You can also then have a read at what parts we're using just now for this. My cable management process to this one's kind of went out the window. I really just do want this one built for a change. So I want to make sure it's going to run and everything. I can deal with cable management later. Who? What? What? Oh, Pixel. So my read aloud read that as Pixels. Oh, fucking hell, even my read aloud's dyslexic. I think considering how many of us play World of Warcraft, Warcraft the movie should be probably it. Plus it's a good film. See, you were talking about this the other day there as well, that you hadn't seen it or something, or you hadn't seen it in a long time. Don't need that. Yeah, it's not on there. Well, I've got really good films on Plex and I just need to get it up and running again. It's just, it's got to take me a bit of time. Right, what do you think about watching Warcraft the movie then? Who's up for that one? Put that one to a vote. So that's 2 votes. That's 3 votes. River, Omega, is Frosty about? Frosty wanted to watch it actually as well. Yep, that's River. Omega, up for some Warcraft? No, you don't want to watch it. Jesus fuck, look. Everyone else... Well, everyone else voted to say yes. Well, you can go and watch something on your own without us. We're all going to watch Warcraft the movie and have a bonding experience. Bonding, not bondage. Bonding. Right, I think that's all the parts we need. Now, well, we are going to the Littlefingers brothel to watch it, so... Somebody put an announcement on Discord, please, in the off-topic general section that we're going to be watching Warcraft the movie. Tag Frosty in it because I know that he was wanting to watch it at one point, and I'm not sure what the age rating is on it, but because he does play World of Warcraft, we will assume that his parents will allow for him to watch the film. Put that in the off position. I need to get a kettle plug. Kettle plugs. I think my kettle plugs are in this box. Oh, that's HD mouse. That's mice. Mice, did you get your mouse in the post? I forgot to fucking asked. You must have, because you've been raiding. You wouldn't have done it if you didn't. So that you can try and bluff us now by going, no, I didn't, I can't raid. You were there the other night there. And you done keys. Kettle plugs. Let's try and find one that's a bit better. 13 amp, that'll do. I didn't hear you. No worries. I like my new box system and my racking inside my cupboard. I just need to put some kettle plugs on it and then it'll be all good. Get the power brick out. Actually, I might So one of the things I do need to do is fit my extension bar. Happy days, that's good. I know that he was really looking forward to watching Game of Thrones with us, but because of the age of it, we decided that it wasn't appropriate. But World of Warcraft, something we can all enjoy. We all play the game anyway. Pop that in there. Right, now I need a monitor. We need a keyboard and a mouse. Yeah, so Frosty's 14. I'm not sure. Just keep on looking for late dinner. Who's having a late dinner? Oh, is in here. You're getting as bad as me. In fact, I'm going to use you as the bad influence on me. It's why I have late dinners. It's not I normally have late dinners, it's you became the bad influence and I am now having late dinners because of you. Look at that's a super jumbo cable, that one. Right. These will be getting hung up on the inside of this after tonight. This is my in-use cables. Right, normally I would have used my capture card, the cheap one that's currently getting run down in there, to show you this booting up and everything, but because it's in use right now with my main PC, I can't really do that. But in the future, we will. We also might need to put a USB expansion card in this. Lucky enough, I've got one. It's in the cupboard. I just realised it's a bit short on USBs. I've got 6 on it. Oh fuck, it's not, you got 6. Let's get 5. One's a USB mini or a USB-C. Yeah, it's a USB-C. Why would you put a USB-C on a fucking motherboard? Nobody uses them apart from phone chargers. And even at that, still things. Right, I'll undo the Velcro cable on this. I really should attach that up onto there, so that the next time that I actually use this, the cable doesn't come off completely. Look, this is something that I recommend that you get for cable management. If you ever try to make sure your cables are neat and tidy, get little Velcro cable ties. They're great. Right, graphics card. Put that into there. This is only to actually check that this machine works, because I didn't properly test this earlier. I really should have, but I didn't. All I want to make sure is it's going to turn on, because the next time that you see this running is it's going to actually be right. We have lights on the inside. That's something. Turn it that way. You will then see part of what we're up to, I guess. And I'll put that over here. Put that in the middle. Right. So far so good. It's not went bang. It's searching for the BIOS. It's coming up. Is this? And it's booted into Windows. So that hard drive has Windows on it. I think it's actually one of my old hard drives. I will do a clean install over it at some point. Getting device ready. 50%. So all I'm actually trying to achieve tonight is get this to a point that it starts. Cable management, all the rest of it I will do another time. I just need it to run. And then I need to start moving OBS and everything onto this. Ah, that's that hard drive. That's interesting. I know what this was for now. I actually used this hard drive and I was building a computer for someone. And then they never got back in touch with me. So I just completely fucked it off and taken the parts out and used them on something else. Never heard from them, so they never got the computer. But that's what this hard drive was getting used for. Right, all I want to do is go in and see. So I'm not going to even install the rest of that. The systems, device manager, systems, device manager. Let's go into systems first quickly. So i5 6th gen, that's the right CPU, 12 gigs of RAM, 8 and 8. Nope, that's not right. That's an 8 and a 4. One of those sticks of RAMs is a 4, not an 8. That's interesting. That's not what we expected. It's not a major thing. Like it just means it's only got 12 gig on it, but it's not going to be what's staying in it anyway, so I'm fine with that. I don't need BitLocker or anything like that. Let's fucking... Let's try to open Discord. It's because it's set to auto run. Device disk manager. Yeah, let's quickly check the disk drive. $130 gig. So 55% of the disk is free. That's fine. Like it says, this isn't going to be used to run very much. Device manager. It's detecting that media card, but it doesn't know what it is. That's because we've not installed the hardware or the software for the hardware, which is the Elgato software. That's fine. Right. Long story short, I's done with this project for the night. I'll do some more of this over the weekend. So we'll tidy this up. Go shut it down and stick on Warcraft. By the time I'm finished here, Zinir should be back as well. We'll go for the 9 o'clock showing. That's 9 o'clock UK time. 10 o'clock server time. So that gives me, what, 30 minutes? 25 minutes to tidy up? Is that enough time for people to go for a toilet break? 25 minutes for pee breaks? There's one for a yes. Anybody else for a yes? Turn that way. Did everybody walk out the door at the same time? Look, you mentioned toilet break and it's like, 100-metre sprint. Eyes out of here, laters. Right, that's that cable. Put that onto there. That's Velcro. Velcro! Bad joke. But still funny in my head. It was from an old Scottish sitcom or sketch show called Chewing the Fat. Chewing the fat. Chewing the fat. Gonna no do that. Gonna no do that. How? Just gonna no do that. Gonna no do that. How? Chewing the fat. Yes, I know I can't sing, but I don't give a toss. You think this is bad? You should hear it whenever I've got Xenia's playlist playing. Holy shit. There's a reason that the music rooms on Discord are muted. And it's not because I'm scared of everyone else is singing, it's because I know how bad mine is. I know we are not having a Discord karaoke night. This was something that was asked a while back, a long time ago. It's not happening. That's that power cable. Gonna have Velcro tie. Does everybody get their snacks? The popcorn? Is that cable? Maybe need to move that one over a bit. I'll put the monitor back in. Actually, I need to put it in that way first. And then we can put that off. Just got to spiral this one up. Nice, so let's put that one on. I've got plenty of them. Time check, someone? How long have I got? 20 minutes? Yeah, 20 minutes. Have enough time for me to finish this off, go into Discord with you guys, and set up the film. That's that cable, and just sits on the end. So that's speakers that we're not using. It goes in there. That goes in there. That goes in there. Put the little bags into this. I've already marked this up anyway, so I know that that's for this build. Put the bars in as well, so I know where they are for future reference. That then goes into that slot. That to there. That in there. Will that fit? No. I can go back in the cupboard for the time being. Isopropic alcohol goes up there. Need to charge those batteries. That can go into that box. And as for the rest of this, I will finish that off hopefully over the weekend. Because the only thing that needs to get done really is the cable management, start installing the operating system again, and a couple of minor bits and pieces. That goes in there, that goes into that, that one goes in there, along with that one. The wireless keyboard goes in there now. My mouse goes into that tray. I've used the SK Hynix, I'm just going to scrub that out because I'm going to keep that for later. Repin that on. Bring that back over. Set that up the back just now. At least we know the graphics card worked on it, that was a bonus. That was one of the things that I was worried about with that case, was it wasn't all going to pair up for some reason. Because I did have an issue with it when I was testing it the first time round. Right, that goes into the secret cupboard hole at the back, along with the rest of the computers. That's a stockpile. That goes back there. Pencil into the drawer. 15 minutes to go. That in there. That goes into that. Get the gloves off. Sweaty fingers. That goes into there. Oop. I can then change the talking scene. Get rid of the epoch. Oh, epoch's not on that. I never got around to adding epoch into this one. Right, there we go. All done. Let's now get over to... So I'm going to set this up just now. I'm not going to stream the film on Twitch, because that would go against so many copyright fucking things, it's unbelievable. But what I can do is I can log in. Can do that. Do. Just another look at something. Wow, so many options. Right, hopefully this will work. Do. Okie right, I am ready. I am set up, I think. I just need to check this on Discord to make sure it'll work, because this is not quite as straightforward as you would think. Discord actually kind of stops you using Netflix, and Netflix kind of stops you being able to stream. And it was because they have, if you use hardware encoding, it doesn't allow for it. Anyway, I'm set up. I am in the channel that I need to be. If you are coming to watch, we'll be starting in 10 minutes. This is your 10-minute reminder to take your seats, get comfortable. We are going to be broadcasting it on Discord in Littlefinger's Brothel. It is an age-appropriate film because it's a 12, and I know for a fact that people that would normally be coming along hits that bracket. For anyone who wants to see the rest of the PC build, that will take place hopefully tomorrow. I want to get that finished. I want to get it up and running for next week, especially now that we are starting to push raid, and Sunday we are going in on normal to do the right wing or the left, what is remaining of the right hand wing, 2 bosses, and the end of the raid, 2 bosses. Meaning that we will then on Sunday, sorry, on Wednesday, when the reset happens, push the LFR, the heroic, which will be after we have done the council fight, because we'll do the first boss and council to see if we get the skip, potentially, maybe, or we might do heroic, go back in normal, do normal as we've been doing, left wing, right wing, back a raid, leaving Sunday hopefully to go and do heroic council and play around with it then. Anyway, hopefully I catch you over on Discord as soon as you're ready, and you'll get to enjoy the film. So, till then, I will speak to you later.